And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for the mid-month of February 2023. Now today, we are going to do a lightning style, very fast-paced reading going through the signs very quickly. A little update here for everybody. That's why it's my favorite reading of the month, because I have all my great friends in one place. Speaking of one place, guys, if you would like to skip ahead to your sign, even though we're going to be going very quick, if you want to jump ahead to yours, you can do that in the timestamp that is in the YouTube description, as well as follow the little bar that it's broken down into chapters for you guys. Make it nice and easy and simple. So we're going to get started right now, guys. The cards are pre-shuffled. I do that to save us all a bunch of time, and we got Aquarius first. Aquarius leading us off, so we do need to ritual cut these decks for Aquarius and the decks that are going to, and the signs that are going to follow. So we're cutting each of these into thirds, guys, putting them back together in a separate order, and then they're ready to go. So here we go, Aquarius, middle of the month, coming in hot. Started easy, turned it difficult. Mixed group as far as the inverts go, so we're actually good distribution. We're ready to go here. So Aquarius, first thing they talk about is rest, relaxation. This can be vacation-like energy. Some of you Aquariuses may be vacationing right here in the middle of February, or it's a good time to do such things, or to maybe, hey, just take a little breather, take a little break, maybe take a weekend off of work, a day off work, something like that. I know a lot of, the most popular day to call out is the day after the Super Bowl. Well, we're beyond that now, so now you're safe, right? So anyway, they show the rest and relaxation. Make sure you're recharging the batteries and you're giving enough time for yourself. Don't be running yourself ragged here in the middle of February, guys. The next thing we have here is a person. This is a woman who is upside down. This is usually not you, because this reading is already for you, so usually they're talking about an external woman, somebody else here for you. Now, what does this woman have to do, or why is she coming in? They show that she's having a little small setback here, so it's going to affect you in some way. What does that setback mean? Well, it's going to be different for everybody, but it makes me feel that a lot of you, this has to do with somebody at work. Not going to be the same for everybody, but we do have a queen upside down, guys, and she's coming in like something's a little off with her. Thankfully, not you, though. So there we go for Aquarius, middle of February. Next up, Aries. Here we go, Aries. Aries, middle of Feb. Okay, Aries kept it short and sweet for sure. Okay, Aries, the first thing they show is something getting very interesting here. You are getting interested in something or someone or an activity or a project or what it is that you're interested in about. I'm not sure, but the boredom is starting to move away. That's a good thing to see. Boredom is not good for anybody. Long story short is, for a lot of you, this is getting interesting because you're moving money into a big place here. So it's a big purchase of some form, or it's a spiritual connection. I'm going to give you both definitions here. If it's a big purchase, it's something like a car or a house or something just a lot of fun that, man, this is just an expenditure that it's putting a lot of money into something that's you're going to have a lot of joy with. It's not like putting a lot of money into like an oven that you're just going to use, here and there. Or a roof on your house, even though they're very important things, this is a joyful purchase, if it's that definition. For everybody else, this is a definition that is a spiritual, highly tuned connection between physical, earth plane realm and also spirit realm. So the veil is very thin here for my Aries. A lot of you are very high vibration here in the middle of February. That's a double-edged sword. That can be a good thing, that can be bad. You just want to embellish the good things. You want to try to keep away from the bad things. You're highly tuned here, so you're also very sensitive. So just be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, Aries. Next up, we have Scorpio. Scorpio, last one on this deck. We're scooting right along. Told you guys it goes quick. Okay, another short and sweet one here for Scorpio. First thing we talk about is nurturing the health, nurturing the finances. This Queen of Pentacles can be either one. It's going to be probably a split audience deal depending on what you got going on, Scorpio. They could be talking about, hey, you're nurturing your health here, you're doing a good job, whatever it is. You're doing a good job, because otherwise my queen would be turned around. She'd be upside down. They'd be saying, hey, this is a mess. They're not doing that. So what they're saying is here, you need to keep up the positive momentum. Keep up your health momentum. Get back to, the great health kick that you were on. Or if it's a financial message, get back to saving finances. Get back to growing that and getting better there. They do show next that we have fast traveling news coming in. For a lot of you, this is work related, but I don't want to tie that down too tight, because this card just means fast. This can be fast anywhere in your life, not just the work corner. It could be something fast coming in, quick change with love, quick change with health like we talked about, or finances, which we also talked about. It's just a card about very, very fast things coming in the middle of your February. So it's getting, there's not really nothing you can do about it because you weren't expecting this. It just kind of pops in. It doesn't mean it's positive or negative. It can be either one really for different people, but it's just fast. Very fast news coming in here for my great Scorpios. Next up, we do have a deck change. That deck is expired. Leo is next. Leo coming in right here on my geometric deck. Just got to ritual cut it since we're using it for the first time. Into thirds it goes, back together it goes. Okay, Leo, middle of February. Okay, I'd say short and sweet, but it's not so sweet, but it is short. First thing they show here is a lot of money being kind of sucked out of you here. Okay, so it's money being moved into something that you actually don't want. It's kind of an adverse definition that we gave here for, I think it was Aries earlier when we were talking about a big purchase, something fun here. This is a purchase you don't want to make. It's like, oh man, unexpected bill. It's an unexpected car repair. It's like, oh, now I got to buy this for this. It's, just money you don't want to necessarily spend. Maybe it's small little energy for some of you, and that's a good thing. And for others of you, this is a big deal. It's going to be a kind of a varying group here, different frequency for different Leos. But what they show here is, here's what you do to get out of this. If this is you that they're describing that is kind of in this rut or going through this, hey, you got to come up with blank amount of money for blank. Here, they talk about really some new ideas are needed here. We got to start brainstorming some different ways of doing things, maybe different ways of spending money, saving money, budgeting, that kind of thing. They're saying a lot of you kind of hang on to these old ideas a little bit too long, and we're trying to break free from that. They're trying to get some light bulb divination, aha moments to occur here for a lot of my Leos, and it's coming in blocked. So it's saying something's in the way. We got to start kind of opening these ideas up into some new ways of doing things, because this cannot continue forever. It's just not a trajectory that's going to be good for you. So let's get that turned around right here in the middle of February, Leo. Why not? What better time to do it? Next up is Gemini. Gemini next. Middle of February. We got our first very big theme for my Geminis. Going to the Oracle Angel card, and we are very blocked. So I'm going to do a discard to see if they want it that way, and they do. Okay, so they're blocking us out on purpose here, Gemini. I do remember your reading for the month. They were very, last minute deciding here about what Gemini was going to do. So it's really no surprise that this is still very much up in the air too here as you are moving through your February. The first thing they want to warn you about, though, is a bad decision. This is something they don't want you to do. So a lot of you have a high likelihood of making a bad decision here if we didn't talk about it. So if you're debating between, should I put money into this stock? Yes or no? Well, here they would be saying, no, it's probably a bad decision. This is a major move for you. You got to play it safe here. You got to be conservative, because this bad decision can come back to bite you here. Maybe the bad decision is, hey, I'm going to move. So any of this drastic change, I'm just giving you silly examples, and it's probably not about you, at least that part, but this is a bad decision they're trying to get you to avoid. So a lot of you hopefully can kind of understand where they're going with that, so we can avoid this altogether. That's what it's about. They do show the Empress next, so this is a card about blocked feminine health or fertility. That's on a block. It's basically saying this is not the time for growth. We're not really trying to do that here in February, Gemini. This is a time for other things. Other things are coming up, not like breaking new ground, starting new business, starting new projects. This is not the time for it. They do show that you guys are very, should be the second happiest card in the deck. That's what this is, the 10 of Cups. It is my joyous card, but a lot of you are not feeling it that way. So there's something a little off. Why are you not feeling the second best card in the deck? Well, there's something there that we're trying to get fixed here for you guys, okay? They also show change in the wind. So this is a time here where vacillating change can occur. You guys can go from a good day to a bad day and back to a good day again very, very quickly. Your weeks can go back by that same way, and your months in this kind of era of your life that you're doing here. But change in the wind is basically saying, hey, you know what? The hurricane has its purpose. This radical change that you're going through has its purpose. It's like the hurricane comes through and it knocks the dead limbs off and the dead leaves, and then it promotes new growth. And in that same way, that's what this change that you're going through, Gemini, is trying to do. We just got to get you to avoid the bad decision, and you guys are great. There we go with Gemini. Next up is Libra. Libra still on this deck, so here we go. Libra, middle of February. Okay, we're ready to go. Libra. They talk about hobbies and interests first. This is a good time for my Libras to do such things and to be putting money into interests. Okay, this is a good time for it. Taking great pride in your finances as well. For some people, that's what this card means. It's also doing things with other people, wrapping up projects, basically just being very particular, like watching every little detail here if it's a message about finances. Okay, so, but also doing things you enjoy with those finances. Next up, we have the King of Cups that's on an invert. I asked, is this about a man? They said no. So it's the energy of the king. This is saying a love corner authority is being called for here. We need a little bit more energy working into that love corner, guys. Something to consider. Ways to approach that, and that doesn't mean anything as far as whether you're single or not, because it's kind of umbrella message for everybody that's involved here, and it's just saying it needs the energy right now. So even if they're talking about your family, they're not talking about your love life at all. Maybe they're just talking about your kids. Maybe they're talking about your mom and your dad, sister, brother. Doesn't matter who they're talking about here, but they're saying this needs energy right now here in the middle of February, guys. Keep that in mind. And we have the Sun card next, so just wonderful energy all around. That's kind of the only kind of hiccup in there, and they're pretty much just letting you know, hey, this is not a big deal. And we have the sun overflowing everything. This is the card of abundance, golden, radiant energy everywhere. So the middle of your February looking really on the up and up, Libra. Very, very nice to see. Next up, guys, we move into Virgo. Virgo, that deck is expired, yes. So I'm going to make some room, get rid of that. And also that one is expired too. All right, we're moving into new decks for Virgo. Virgo kicking us off. Gonna grab these, ritual cut them and run them. Into thirds they go, back together they go. And we are ready for my great Virgos. Virgo, middle of February. We have a person first there and on top of that. Okay, great. Okay, Virgo, the first thing that we're talking about here is a woman, more than likely. This could be a very soft male, but for the most part, the queen means a female, biological female, and she's coming in upside down. This is not you, because if this was you, they wouldn't need to say a woman. They just move into the next card, right? So here they're basically saying somebody external to you who is a woman, more than likely, or a very, very soft male. Now, what is this person doing? What are they upside down about? That's basically what the queen is. She's upside down. She's turned upside down. Well, that's not a very comfortable position. So this person is not very happy with something here in the middle of February. Not sure what the connection is to you or what she's upset about, but it's letting you know that something's bothering her quite a bit here. Now, what they show next here, I don't know if this is about her or if this is about you, if it's a separate message. Basically, I'm supposed to read it like this or together. So I'm going to kind of give it to you all, Virgo, so you can do what you want with it and put the context into play for your personal life, what is going on for you. It's the card of hobbies and interest, which we talked about for Libra just a second ago. It's coming in again here for Virgo, and this is also a card about taking really good care of financial things that you have to do, getting things done financially, not checking off the list, and putting money into your hobbies and interests too. So all that is coming in very good. I don't know if that's what this woman is upset about or if it's separate. We're limited with time and with cards and with space and the whole bit here, but for some Virgos that'll make a lot of sense. For everybody else, we just stick to the base definition of the second card. Just if you don't have a woman and that's upside down in your life, well, you can just disregard that and move on to the next, which is hobbies, interests, moving money around, getting money, very, very taking good care of money, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, getting all that stuff done. Tax season stuff, There we go, Virgo. Very good. Next up is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, same deck right here. Saggies, middle of February. Okay, lots of moving wheel of stuff there. All right, we start with, guys, small victory. A lot of times this is in the work corner. Work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement, if you're of that age, entrepreneurship, for most people the JOB, but that is fluid for a lot of people nowadays more than ever. So that's what they show, a small victory coming in February. Not a huge deal, but hey, this is pretty cool. Nice little check-in here, little spot bonus, a little promotion maybe, or maybe an extra day off, an X day, maybe just having a party at work. It's not going to be work for everybody. This is a small victory in kind of a broad sense, but it is a wand, and wand usually does mean work corner stuff. So we start with small victory, and it should not be discounted like, oh, this little thing happened, no big deal. Well, it is a big deal because little victories, they add up. They build and build and build, and before you know, that snowball becomes an avalanche, and there you go. You got a huge victory. So they also talk about here for my Sagittarius is to do things the right way. This is not a time to be cutting corners. You got to be very thorough. Also, taking care of your people comes up there with that Hierophant card. He is the leader of his flock. So a lot of people are looking up to you to lead them, and you're taking care of them. You're doing a good job of that. Otherwise, this card would have been flipped around. They're not saying that. So they're not saying, hey, this is a problem, Sagittarius. They're saying, hey, this is a good thing, and we want to continue the good things that we talk about there. So also doing things the right way, we already covered that. The last thing they show here is a really good cleaning of the closet, so to speak, metaphorically, is needed here for a lot of my Saggies. I want you guys to start thinking about what this can be. It's going to be different for everybody, but this is like radical change that has to happen. Like, you got to do your part first before the radical change can really manifest into your life. It's like, you got to, for example, you got to clean up your credit before you go buy that new house. That's just one silly example, but you understand the energy. It's like you got to clean something out completely and gut it, and then you're ready to go into that next phase, that next chapter. And that's what they talk about here for my great Saggies in February. Next up is Capricorn. Capricorn. Middle of February. Okay, Capricorn, we have a very mixed message here. We start with brand new, overflowing love. This is just abundant love corner stuff. So whether it means like a new partner, which for some of you, this could be somebody new coming into the picture if you're single. For others of you, if you're in a relationship, you're already coupled up, this is just a really loving time. It's wonderful energy. It could just be with your family. I mean, who's to say how big or how finite this detailed message is, but it's wonderful to see. So I'm not concerned about it. I'm just letting you know it's so good that this middle of February, really enjoy it, embellish it, spend your time with your loved ones. That's what it's all about. They show next here the Emperor on an invert, so they just want to make sure that you're being authoritative with everything here. Don't let things go. Don't let other people control you or run the show here. They're saying here you got to be your own boss. Okay, so when that's coming up here in the middle of the month, it's probably there's something going on where you may be, giving away your power a little bit here, and Spirit saying, not a good idea, Capricorn. You got to keep this power to yourself. Or maybe for some of you, being the boss is like literal. Maybe it's something with work. Now, the next thing they do show is that there are some Capricorns that are leaving something behind in the middle of February and not looking back. And this is probably a good deal. This is good for you to do. This is probably hard for you to do too, but there's something that you're leaving back there that has an emotional attachment to you, and you're trying to sever that connection as you move forward, get it away from you, whether it's a bad habit that you're purging, or you're just going to try to do something differently in your life, add something to your life, subtract something from your life, but you're walking away from it. And that energy is that you're moving forward into your future. You're not looking back to the past. You're not worried about the past. Maybe for some of you, it's just forgiving the past, but that's what they show. Very good, Capricorn. Next up is Pisces. Pisces, this deck is expired, so let's get rid of that one too. And we move into some Pisces, which needs to be ritual cut. And we're ready for some Pisces. Okay, we start with the person card, but they said not the energy of the person, just the energy of this person. Let's talk about it, Pisces. We start with the Queen of Cups, but like I said, not the person. They're talking about energetic Queen of Cups. What is the Queen of Cups? Cups is the love corner. So they're saying to be a queen, basically to nurture, to mother your love corner right now. This is the time to take care of your people. They need you. They look to you for help here. Maybe, they're showing here that you're also doing a good job of it. And anytime we have a good job, that is already occurring. The advice doesn't need to change it. All they're trying to say is this right here, this is what you need to continue to do because this is what's working for you. Taking care of your people, taking care of your loved ones, even close friends. Anybody close to your heart can come in with that Queen of Cups. So you're doing a good job, guys. Keep that up middle of February. The reason it's coming up is for a reason because you're going to need to do something with that with the family here in February. The next thing they show here is the Five of Pentacles. This is a card about, there's perhaps a lot of money being used for something here, being a little lost, kind of cold energy, off on your own, a little bit of abandonment energy, but it's usually about finances. So this is like, usually a purchase or a bill that you didn't want to pay. Something that just comes up out of the blue, perhaps. It's something like I gave the example earlier. It's like when you have to spend money on a new oven or a new roof, it's very different than spending money on, say, like a down payment for a new house or a new car. One side is fun, and then the other side is really, it's necessity stuff, but it's not really fun. If you get a new roof in your house, yeah, it keeps you dry, but you don't get to have fun because of that. You know what I mean? So this is what they're showing here, is that there's a lot of money perhaps for a lot of my Pisces that is being moved toward a bill or toward a large sum of money being moved that you didn't want to do, but now you have to move it here in February. So it's letting you know that, hey, this is coming up for a reason. You know, all you got to do is persevere and get through it. There we go for Pisces. Now you know what to be aware of. Next up is Cancer. Cancer, middle of February. Short and sweet for my Cancers. They do show that some of you are on a trajectory that has been a little rough. If you are a Cancer that has had a little rough go of it lately, hey, you know what? This is going to change. I don't know if it's going to change like right here, right now in the middle of February, but we got some good stuff coming very, very soon for my Cancers, and it is described as new love. It's not going to hit everybody as like new romantic love, but it's just an overflowing abundance of love. So love corner stuff, being around your loved ones more than usual. For some of you, it could be meeting somebody. You know, that does permeate through this card. It is the brand new love card, or moving the relationship to new love. You know, it's just a wonderful energy to see. So you're moving out of that bad trajectory, and things are going to swing up in a pretty radical way. The other thing, going back to my first card, is that this can mean that this is a card that, you know what, traveling is not so much a good idea here for Cancers in the middle of February. If you've already got travel plans, I mean, it is what it is. You can't really change everything based on, you know, a card here. But if it's an optional travel, like, hey, I was thinking about, you know, driving down to, you know, I don't know, a few hours away. Well, it might be a time where you just say, you know what, I'm going to do that in March instead. Something like that. So no big deal, but you know, there's some travel that they're saying you might want to avoid right here in middle of February, Cancer. And then we wrap up, guys, with Taurus. Got my Tauruses coming in hot as the last sign. Saving the best for last, Taurus, you know. And we have a big theme for my Taurus as well. Got to go to the Angel card. All right, Taurus, let's talk about it. We got some big stuff here. We start with Lady Justice. This is a card about karma, but it's also a card about legal, putting your name or contracts, agreements, anything you put your name and signature on, depending on, you know, it can be just about anything legal, from like a police ticket, which would be a bad version of it, to something nice like, you know, signing for a new car, signing for your house, your home, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's all the same energy of the Justice card. I do feel like this is a good thing, though. I'm going to tell you that. Or if it's, you know, something that you have to do that's legal, it's going to end in a favorable way for you here. Otherwise, my Justice card would be inverted. They'd be saying, hey, legal trouble here, and we don't have that. We have Justice on an upright. There is some sunlight that is trying to get through here, though that's not getting through. It's my Sun card. It's the best card in the deck, Taurus. Problem is, it's turn the wrong way. Okay, so we're trying to get the sunlight through. We're trying to get it unblocked and get it to radiate through into your month, into your February, into your March, and so forth. But there's something in the way. What is it in the way? Hopefully you know, so you can adjust and get it done. And we have the second best card in the deck right next to it, guys. This is there's so much great Taurus energy just waiting in potential here. I hope you guys can really find a way to unlock it. That's what they show. My 10 of Cups, it's like my Disneyland joyous, happy family card. So just good time with the love corner, the family corner, whatever you got going on there. It's just radiant rainbow energy. We have the sun trying to peek in. Something in the way of that sun, though. And then they give us a last clue here with our Oracle Angel card of Divine Order. And it's basically saying, you know, everything is exactly how it's supposed to be right now. It probably doesn't feel that way to you, but it is. And that kind of indicates that there is some harsh stuff going on and a struggle for some of you too. They're saying you need to look past this and understand that there is an order that's happening underneath it. Okay, so everything is the way it's supposed to be. Even though you don't view it necessarily that way, Spirit is here to remind you that everything here is happening for a reason, the way that it's supposed to do. So you are doing just fine. The only thing that you have to do here, this is your homework, unlocking that sun energy, and you guys you got the two best cards. So you can't get much better than that. 2 for 2. So there we go. That wraps it up, Taurus, and that wraps up everybody. They are reading for all of the signs. Thank you so much for tuning in. I would like you to please make sure that you like and subscribe. Subscribing, make sure you see the future videos. Liking puts it out to more people, so more people get to benefit from the same information that you are benefiting from. So that's it for me, guys. Take care. See you next time.